Today, on Be Something Wonderful, go big when imagining your ideal life. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, welcome back. Good evening from Hoi An, Central Vietnam. We have another big video today. And this comes from a session with a client that was really asking a lot of questions about what steps are involved, what's the process, what are the practical things I need to do, right? In other words, what are the linear steps to manifest something that's not linear, right? What are the seen things I need to do to pull from the unseen? Do you see the contradiction there, guys? This is about tapping in to that higher power within you. This is about allowing your natural ability to flow through you. It really was a similar thing that I mentioned in the earlier video that I released today on the membership channel. I talked about the video from yesterday when this client said, you know, I grew up my whole life with people saying, how dare you? How dare you go after your dreams? How dare you think you're divine or you're God? How dare you think you can be, do, or have whatever your heart desires, right? And we flipped the script on that and said, how dare you, dare your inner being, your higher self, to bring you everything you desire, right? And then I think one of the subscribers asked, well, then I don't get what changed. What practical things changed that she manifested everything, that she did a 180. And then a few of you were quick to respond, right? That she flipped the script. She moved and is now resting in that assumption that she can be, do, or have whatever her heart desires. It's never about being practical. It's never about what linear steps you need to follow. That will all keep you trapped in a linear existence. And sure, you'll be able to knock out some things and get some things accomplished and even manifest some things. But the unlimitedness exists in that higher realm. So let's go over this. Remember, the power is not in one specific process or technique or imaginal scene. The potency is what it implies. Fulfillment. Right? What does the scene imply? And this client was also asking about multiple desires. And even Neville Goddard talks about that. Go big. Create a desire. Create a scene. Create something so big that it includes everything that you want. Right? Go big when you're imagining your ideal life. And I think the question came up, well, what does it feel like? Well, what does joy feel like? What does love feel like? What does freedom feel like? What does gratitude feel like? You know what those feel like. That's the conviction of your wish fulfilled. Those feelings are the conviction, right? That's the secret feeling that Neville Goddard and other spiritual teachers talk about. It's the feeling of conviction. It's the feeling of love and freedom and joy and gratitude, which is already within you. Remember, those feelings are source energy. And you come from and are made of source energy. This is your natural state of being. You don't even have to conjure it. You just got to be still and know. Be still and know what? I am. Be still and I am what? I am God. Be still and know that you're there, right? This is what Neville Goddard says. Do not modify your dream, but enhance it by making it lovelier, right? Go big. Go big with big feelings of fall in love with your desire. Fall in love with that state. Go big with freedom. Go big with joy. Go big with gratitude, right? Then he says condense your desire into a single sensation. So in other words, don't put any limits on it, but then condense it. Focus. Put your focus and intention on that single scene or that single feeling or that single sensation that implies everything. That implies the bigness of everything you want. Do you see the brilliance in that? You're going big, but then you're focusing on that bigness, that big sensation, that big imaginal scene, right? Which implies fulfillment. It's that I amness. It's the conviction of being. That's big. So what about multiple desires? This is what Neville Goddard says. I would suggest that you imagine something so big it includes all the little things. Instead of imagining health, wealth, and friends, imagine being ecstatic, Right? He goes, when you're ecstatic, you can't feel, you can't possibly be in pain. When you're ecstatic, you can't feel like you have to, like you're feeling in poverty or you need to pay the bills. When you're ecstatic, guys, you can't feel the opposite of that. When you're in that joy, you can't feel the opposite of it. That's the power and the potency is in what it implies. What does being ecstatic imply? It implies all your wishes are fulfilled. What does joy and gratitude imply? It implies all your wishes are fulfilled. Do you hear it? Remember that every sensation that you feel, whether you label it negative or positive, anger or joy, frustration or love, all of it is source energy. And behind all of it is just the source of love and joy. That's all it is. We just put that source energy through filters and assumptions that turns it into a sensation that we feel it as something other than love. But it's only love. Only love is ever only flowing through you. That's the only energy in motion. All that fear and all the rest comes from a filter or an assumption that you put that energy through. Do you see it? It doesn't exist. You create it by the thought or assumption, right? So I just want to say again, and this goes to that video that was released yesterday. It also goes to my comments on the big video today that released for the membership channel, that it's not about being practical or linear or exact. And I think one of you, one of the subscribers say, well, Tom, sometimes you talk in abstract, but I made that point. You know, Jesus talked in parables, right? Remember, the message is bigger than any linear explanation, than any practical steps, than any exactness that I could conjure up in a linear meaning. Right? And so many of you got it. 3 people in my sessions this morning booked sessions because of that video, right? Because they got it. I just want to say, remember, you're only going to see, you're only going to understand what you're willing to understand and see. So if you're quickly going, well, that sounds abstract to me, and I don't understand how she manifested all that. What did she do differently in linear time? Remember, it's nothing to do with what you do. Right? It's who you're being, right? Remember, that source energy is spontaneous, it's unlimited, it's creative, right? And yes, it's abstract. Unleash that. Don't try to bottle it through practical steps. Don't try to bottle it through linear thinking. Don't try to bottle it by trying not to be abstract. Be abstract. Remember, what does abstract mean? It means existing in thought or as an idea, but not having a physical or concrete existence. Do you see it? We're dealing with the unseen, right? We're not dealing with concrete things. If you want to deal with concrete things, move the furniture around in your house. That's concrete. But instead, just create a whole new furniture set, a whole new house, a whole new world, right? Remember, and it also says here, it says it's an idea, right? Idea, a quality or state, rather than a concrete object, right? That's big, right? It's denoting an idea, a quality or state, rather than a concrete object. That's what abstract means. So it is about being abstract. It is about going big. It is about imagining. Go big with what you want, but as Neville says, then zero in on that feeling or that big sensation or that big scene. Right? Make it a simple scene, but make it big of everything that you want. Maybe it's someone saying, congratulating you. Or maybe it's you saying to someone close to you, I've never felt more empowered. I've never felt happier. I've never felt more ecstatic in my life. That implies everything, guys, that you're dreaming of, everything you're wishing for. And this has happened with one of my clients that I spoke with 2 days ago. Right? Just got in that general state of knowing their power. Right? So go big when imagining your ideal life. I am your host, Tom Kearin. This is the Be Something Wonderful studio of Higher Consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for liking the videos. Thank you for just being with me. Thank you for joining the membership channel. We also have a Facebook group at the Be Something Wonderful Ambassadors at facebook.com/groups/Be Something Wonderful. You can join that to share insight and guidance with others or ask for insight and guidance. Also, we have an Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin, or just go to our website anytime at tomkearin.com or besomethingwonderful.com for all that information and more. We have more videos, more powerful content coming out to you here from central Vietnam before we move down south. So more coming, guys. Until then, with great love, with great light and infinite gratitude, this is Tom. See you soon.